How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of God Concept. I'm your host, Mr. Pagan, and I'm never gonna let you go away. And y'all never gonna let me go away. So I'm gonna keep doing my thing. I'm gonna turn this down before I get a copyright. Yeah, that was a little ditty from the past. Little ditty from the beginning of the song, or from the beginning of the movie that President Obama put out. Leave the world behind. I don't watch the movie about 2-3 times. I watched it today. Oh, by the way, President Biden actually visited Philadelphia today. Fire station. I was like right across the street from the fire station, 16th and Ridge or whatever. At the Lenny, and President Biden visited the fire station. For what reason? We still didn't figure it the fuck out. Well, I got my suspicions. Nothing bad or anything. I think it was because he came to survey the energy of Philadelphia or something like that. Because to really, get a feel for a place, you gotta have boots on the ground. So I guess the president wanted to get shoes on the ground so he could take the temperature of Philadelphia. You know what I mean? I guess it was a good turnout for him, You had a protester screaming something about Gaza because they did deny the request for a ceasefire on Gaza. For what reason? I had no idea. That's those decisions go on in offices that I'm not in, so I have no idea. But about this movie, Leave the World Behind. Made by a production company and produced by former President Barack Obama. Still, it's a great movie. It's a lot of messages in the movie. First off, when he's in the kitchen cooking, there's a painting after he goes on a vacation. There's a painting in there with red on there. It look like red things flying through the air. That touches on a point in the movie where he's actually in a car and he sees red letters or what look like locusts or blood or something flying through the air. And when they come down, there's actually letters in Arabic writing with snakes on it, and that says death to America, whatever. You have a lot of signs and symbolism in this movie that takes place. For one, at the beginning of the movie, you know what I mean? Because they don't really say where the movie takes place and things like this. But in the beginning of the movie, if you pay attention, you can clearly see that there's a cup on the dresser by the gentleman as he wake up. It says 76ers on it, Philadelphia 76ers. So we do know that the couple that went on vacation is from Philadelphia, or from Philly. So there you have that. And I'm still analyzing the movie. It's a lot of things that I realize about the movie. Like, there's a little girl in the movie. Throughout the movie, besides the vacation portion where the white lion crashed onto the beach, the big, sea sub, whatever, it crashed into the beach. But all throughout the movie, she was depicted having a shirt on, NASA. And this little girl, I think her character was supposed to be like a metaphor for NASA, if you will. Because she always was ahead of the curve. She always seemed to see things first. So, her understanding was above everybody else's. Then you have her brother, the young man. He, if you see him on the beach, he has a shirt that has Rockstar on there. Rockstar Games. He has the Rockstar Games logo on the shirt that he wears. And he also has another shirt that he wears throughout the movie. But Rockstar Games is coming out with a new video game. Actually, I think a couple of days ago, they previewed the trailer for the new Grand Theft Auto 6 video game, or Grand Theft Auto 7. I forget which one they own. But I think it is Grand Theft Auto 7. Wow, that's amazing. But they have this new video game that they're coming out with. And they just showed the trailer about a week ago, around the same time that this movie was released. And that trailer showed the fact that this game is going to be, for one, fucking amazing, right? But for two, This game is coming out 2025. And if you look, 2025. And if you look throughout this movie, it does have a lot of number symbolism in it, like channels that they watch for the news and different things like this. A lot of the numbers add up to the number 20 or 25 or 46. Because if you add up to 46, then you go back to 1, right? I mean, if you're using numerology and things like this. So it's a lot of deep hidden messages in this movie. I didn't like the way, the man and the woman who owned the Airbnb came back to the house. That was weird, you know what I mean? But it was their house because they pulled $1,000 out of the drawer and everything. And paid them for actually coming back to their house and having to stay there. But I believe that the whole thing was staged. You know what I mean? Them coming there and everything was like an introduction, a meeting for them to infiltrate this family in some way. They knew they was coming to the Airbnb. That scene with a boat, I'm watching it right now, where a white lion came onto the beach. It looks fucking amazing. And this family is on a beach, and they're from Philadelphia. This is the scene where they're running away from the white lion. It looked like a carrier boat of some sorts, like a container ship. And, where was I at? Oh, well, this family basically infiltrated the guests of theirs, but they act like guests, and they went in talking and everything, and made themselves seem unassuming and just so innocent. But really, they were there to compile information and playing, separate and conquer. You know what I mean? How the girl separated the husband from his wife, the young lady, and the husband separated the wife from the husband. The dad separated the wife from the husband. So there's a lot to go on and play in this movie. And also, if you pay attention, right, they're getting cyber attacks. The TVs are down and everything like that, right? But then you have the element of a natural attack, how the bug bites the boy and his teeth start falling out and things of this nature. And that's nature, you know what I mean? That's natural, you know what I mean? But you have bugs that can do things like this, you know what I mean? You have the lanternflies, where he said could decimate crops and things of this nature, and God knows what it has to do, what it can do to your health and things like that. Where was that? You have planes crashing, so you have natural things happening, which is bugs biting people, making teeth fall out and things like that, making their teeth fall out and things like that. Then you have the cyber attack, where, they think it's China or Korea or wherever they think it is, right? Korean or whatever. And then you have the flyers that's flying through the air that says Death to America. Then you have all these other elements of threats that's going on. You have planes falling from the sky. You have satellites turning and things of this nature. You have a scene on this movie where, they're giving you a visual of the Earth from the moon. They have the flag on the moon as if there was a moon landing, right? Right from the first moon landing. And they have a visual from the moon's point of view of the Earth eclipsing the moon, right? Like an Earth eclipse, on the moon. And it's just a bunch of visuals on here. And that Earth eclipse from the moon, it kind of gave me vibes of like, maybe there being, speculation of there being bases on the moon. Maybe we're projected here from the moon. Maybe, whoever is in control of this thing, or, not in control of this thing, but is observing this Earth is moon base. Maybe they have a moon base or something like that. Because I'm adding up all the different attacks, from the satellites making that weird noise that it did, that was debilitating, right? That can be used to also make sure that you can't remote view what's going on, right? Because we all have the capability to remote view with our mind, and sometimes you hear white noises in your mind. But imagine if it was a physical white noise that you just really couldn't block out. Your headphones, nothing could block it out. So they could stop you from being able to remote view on a physical level and on a mental level as well, on a spiritual level. Now, they allude to all different forces being behind these things that's happening. Planes crashing, boats, internet being down, no signal anywhere. Not only that, the animals are acting weird on this movie, man. You see the deers are watching you, they're in your face, you know what I mean? Deers don't act this way, you know what I mean? Because animals are observers, and animals do have to deal with the changes that goes on here. But at the same time, you know, they know that they can't stop it. So they just mere observers. You know what I mean? And it's almost played out like these are the last people on Earth. But if you pay attention to the signs and symbolism, there's a lot of eyes. There's a lot of eyes. There's even the guy wears a shirt that says Bikini Kill, right? You can decipher that however you want. Bikini Kill, and he has a record player on his shirt right up under that. But if you look at that record player, the record player is actually a symbol. It's a sign. It's an all-seeing guy on that record player. And there's a square on that record player as well. A square. So there you have that. What I believe is going on is there may be, I don't know. You know, what I believe is going on here, what is depicting is depicting attacks, all these different cyber attacks, and all these different viruses attacks, and all these different what was the other way? All these different attacks. They think it's Korea. They think it's the Arabs. They think it's I mean not the Arabs, but the you know what I mean, Taliban. There you go. I apologize because all Arabs aren't Taliban, but they think it's the Taliban. Then they think it's Korea, whether it's North Korea or South Korea. Then there's other elements in here that will have you think that it's other countries as well. Like it's a joint effort to do these things in America. But what you're really witnessing here with World War III, with the advent of World War III is, if you pay attention to the movie, it's not North Korea. It's not Taliban. It's not any of that. You know, with the satellites turning, with this eclipse that was going on, you know, between the sun and the moon, and it was depicted from the moon. What's going on here is entities are tired of hiding. You know what I mean? Whenever there's a global war and things like that, you know, the powers that be knows that certain events happen that stop them from dropping nuclear bombs, just stop them from being able to drop nuclear bombs and things of this nature. So what we might be experiencing is extraterrestrials are tired of hiding, even in plain sight. They want you to know about them. And the only way that you might accept the fact that there are extraterrestrials is if there's enough chaos amongst human beings. And if there's enough chaos amongst human beings where, you know, people are going to bomb people and, you know, the world is in chaos to the point of nuclear destruction. And these beings from out of this world can come here and stop all that chaos. We'll be more accepting of a higher being or a different regime from outside of this world, from either inside of this world somewhere or outside of this world somewhere. I don't know how they'll try to portray themselves, but either way, these events are taking place, and after the cataclysm is all done with, we're gonna have new beings show themselves. I mean, they've been showing themselves all this time. And I mean, us as humans, we are so fucking newsy. You know what I mean? You have politicians and things that know about all of this stuff. You know, that knows about these other beings and are in contact with these other beings, and, you know, and they don't want to be hidden. They feel like we should be mature enough to handle the fact that there's other beings out there, or humanoids out there, or even, you know, aliens out there that are superior to us mentally. Because physically you could be superior than any being you want. But if a person, if an alien is smarter than you intellectually, if they can come here and affect what goes on in your everyday life and things of this nature, you got to accept the fact that they're there and you can't beat them. In fact, you are kin to them. You are a family in some way, in some shape, form, or size. They might be smaller in stature, but in spirit, you know, or you may be smaller in stature, but in spirit or in mind, you know, we all have those differences. So World War III might be the beginning of a new era, of a new age of beings, of living beings, of the things that we're aware of. You know what I mean? Of the things that we have to go through here because we're here. You know? Yeah, but back to the movie, man. It's a lot of symbolism in this movie. It's a great fucking movie. I ain't gonna lie. You know, I've been through things like this. I mean, how many times have people been through things like this? Where somebody's introduced to your life out of nowhere, they come out of nowhere, and it's just like the perfect circumstances for you to just keep fucking with these people. Or for them to just weasel their way in. It's not even a weasel thing. It's just more like, you know, they're filling them out. I don't know why. Maybe they knew this thing was coming. So they figured they'd stay somewhere close to, the friend Dean that told the guy something was coming with the bomb shelter or whatever. So they get out the way, of anything that's perhaps coming. Noticing this long shirt that this lady's wearing too, with a cat on the back of it. Looked like a tiger or something. But I digress. This movie is so intricate and packed with different messages and meanings and things like that. Barack Obama, President Mr. Barack Obama, did an excellent job with this movie. He played his song. Yeah, I know. That song in the beginning, that Shy John, You Mind and all that, the first song that played, because they played it in 3 different formats. She played it in the house when she was listening to it at first. Then she was playing it in the car. Then she was playing it while she was at the store meeting the guy with the Dallas hat on. But it was played in the store in a violin form, in an instrumental form. And that's how I know that that's Obama and Michelle Obama's song right there. Yeah, man, if you pay attention, the house is beautiful. The house in the basement, that the guy, and that was very inappropriate, how the guy was in the bed with his daughter. But that was another play on how our women do. Because even women, you know, little girls, even young girls, know the effect that they have on men. And a lot of times that's what young girls do. You know what I mean? Because her dad was about to sleep on the floor. I'm speaking about a scene in the movie. You'll see it if you watch, when you watch the movie. But there was a scene where the dad was about to sleep on the floor. And a little girl said, "Oh, come up here, sleep up here. I'm scared." You know, not like that, but I'm scared. Can you sleep up here with me? And it's like the dad got in the bed with her. But she did that. So she wanted to, you know, to talk to him or whatever, or be close to him or whatever. But you got to understand that, you know, a lot of daughters fall in love with their fathers and things like that, man. You know what I mean? So it's not really right for you to sleep in the bed with that. And the way that they was talking was kind of like pillow talk, kind of. You know what I mean? The way she laid on his chest and things like that. It kind of cut close to being, you know, really weird. So that's why I'm suspecting that maybe in the movie that, you know, they was meant to, you know, the daughter came on to the guy and, you know, he tried to, you know, steal away from the wife. But the whole thing is the way she was talking to the father about everything. And even she said that this guy wanted to, you know, sleep with her or whatever. The whole thing was, you was making this guy want to sleep with you. You was out there talking, having intimate conversations with this guy over there by the pool and everything. Talking about, you know, flirtatious conversations. Conversation is conversation. But when it's flirtatious conversation, that's something else. And this guy's daughter was flirting with this guy. Now, once she laid in the bed with her father, then she started telling, you know, giving him the whole rundown of this guy. You know, giving the whole dossier, the whole conversation, and giving her analysis of the situation and her thoughts and her opinions. You know, that part, okay, I understood that, you know what I mean? Because you're supposed to give a person your thoughts, opinions on anybody, any situation or opinion, correct? But the way she laid in that bed with her father was weird. It was weird, and she pulled him into the bed, and I understand why. Because the first man that a woman fall in love with is their father. You know what I mean? That's why if I ever lay in bed with my daughter, I don't be on no, you know what I mean? It's back to back or, you know, head to foot or something like that. We ain't doing no huggy in the bed. No, that part was weird for me, but I digress. But all in all, the actors as well. Hoyt from Training Day, he played the guy, the little girl the daughter of, I forget the names and everything. I'm horrible with names, but he played the guy that she was flirting with at the pool and everything. It was fucked up how he passed that little Mexican woman too, but that was a metaphor as well, because the Mexican woman was there and she was speaking another language and she was trying to, you know, tell him that she seen something. You know, when she was saying in Spanish, it looked like she was explaining like she seen a humanoid, like a person, like a little, you know, dude or some shit like that. And she was trying to get his help. And he wouldn't help her for shit. He wouldn't even let her get in the car. I'm sorry, if I can't understand you or nothing like that, is at a point where it's like, all right, either get the fuck in the car or let me I'm pulling off, right? But he was sitting there trying to understand or trying to be, I don't know what it was, but that was a metaphor too, for how a lot of times we need help, but we don't know how to convey the message. It's like you're speaking another language when you're speaking of things that somebody don't understand. You know what I mean? And that was the divide right there. That was the language barrier. Because had he known what that lady was talking about, he would have definitely let her in the car and got her some help or some assistance. Because he needed help later on down the show. And he got in the car and, you know, went and helped and things like this. You know, he talked about it on the movie and everything. So, all in all, man, this movie was a bang up. You gotta watch it. Check it out. They got all types of little hidden subliminal messages and things of that nature. You know, unrecognized emergency broadcast system just said on the TV. Yeah. All right, well, that's that. Yeah. Be on the lookout for new music. Be on the lookout for, whatever it is I'm gonna be doing next. So, Mr. Pagan, I'm moving out. Enjoy your night. Please support Leave the World Behind by Barack Obama. It's a great movie. Please support IPAM, Indigenous Peoples Artisans Market. Just go out and support people. Support yourself. You know what I mean? All right. Have a good one. Peace.